Every morning, Jenna noticed a stray cat tapping persistently on her kitchen window. At first, she thought it was simply hungry and looking for food, but she soon realized the cat wanted her to follow it. Curiosity piqued. Jenna decided to see what the cat was so eager to show her in her backyard. What she discovered there not only left her stunned but also revealed a hidden chapter of her own home's history. As soon as Jenna realized the cat wanted her to follow it, she put on her snow boots and winter coat and began to walk after it. She couldn't believe she hadn't realized this sooner. What if the cat had something very urgent to show her? And they were too late now. Her mind raced with the possibilities as they walked deeper into her garden. They walked and walked to a part of Jenna's garden she hadn't been to before. They had to walk through thick bushes with spiky branches, ripping Jenna's jeans. She wondered where the cat was taking her. It seemed determined about where to go, as if the cat had been there many times before. Then, in the distance, she finally saw it. "Is this what you wanted to show me?" she asked the cat, who was standing beside her, its tail proudly in the air. Jenna stared at the thing in front of her. She couldn't believe this had been in her garden all these years. But what did Jenna find in her garden? And what did the cat have to do with it? But before we start, smash the like button and make sure to subscribe if you haven't, and hit that notification bell so that you won't miss any new stories. The first time Jenna spotted the cat, she thought it was cold and wanted to get inside. It was scratching the glass with its paws and meowing loudly. Jenna had opened her back door, but the cat refused to get inside. Jenna had been in a hurry, so she quickly closed the door and got ready for work. When she returned to her living room, the cat was gone. The same thing happened the next day, but this time Jenna placed a little can of tuna outside for the cat to eat. The cat eagerly ate every last bite of the tuna, but even after licking the can clean, it stayed and scratched her glass again. Jenna didn't know what to do. She eventually placed a box with a blanket outside, but that was not what the cat wanted. Jenna eventually stepped outside to pet the cat, but the cat quickly walked away. Jenna was so confused, she abruptly stood up and wanted to get back inside, but as she turned her back to the cat, it began to meow again. Suddenly, Jenna realized the cat probably wanted her to follow it. Jenna hesitated. What could the cat possibly want to show her? But then again, why shouldn't she follow the cat? She had no other plans today, so she quickly grabbed her snow boots and winter coat. As she stepped back outside, ready to walk in the snowing cold, she saw something change in the cat's demeanor. It seemed almost excited as it quickly began to walk away, straight into Jenna's garden. Jenna lived in a comfortable house with a big garden. The garden was part of the reason why she had bought the house a couple of years ago. She had wanted to fix it up and grow her own fruit and vegetables. She even had plans to build a little gazebo in her backyard where she could rink thee in the summer. But all those plans were placed on the back burner when, out of nowhere, Jenna's then-husband decided he wanted a divorce. Suddenly, the house and garden seemed bigger, and every task she had created for herself seemed like too much. Over the years, Jenna had grown comfortable with the state her garden was in, even though it was overgrown and almost unusable. As she followed the cat, she realized she hadn't been in her garden for far too long. She saw things she didn't even know were there, like a little pond and a few statues. Meanwhile, her mind raced with possibilities about what the cat could possibly want to show her. She couldn't believe she hadn't realized sooner what the cat actually wanted from her and feared they could be too late now. Suddenly, a sharp pain shot through Jenna's leg. She grunted loudly, feeling blood run down her jeans. As she looked down, she realized a prickly branch had torn her jeans and her skin as well. She felt the cold wind on her leg, but there was no time to pause, because when she looked up, the cat was almost out of sight. "Wait!" Jenna yelled, hoping the cat would hear her. But the cat just kept going. Jenna had to make a split decision. Keep following the cat or go home and bandage her leg. She sighed. She couldn't leave the cat now. She had to push through. So she ran after the cat, trying to catch up with its determined steps. The cold air filled Jenna's lungs as she ran after the cat. It suddenly hit her how big her garden actually was. They had been walking for almost 10 minutes now and were in a part of her garden she had never been to before. She wondered if she had been in this part of the garden when she first bought the house, but she hadn't, not even then. When she caught up with the cat again, she finally began to see where it was taking her. Jenna frowned at the sight before her as she walked next to the cat, who proudly looked up to her. Suddenly, the cat stopped walking and began to meow loudly. "Is this what you wanted to show me?" she asked the cat, knowing it wouldn't answer her. Jenna was standing in front of a little shed, clearly affected by the years. Jenna wondered what could be inside, but she quickly noticed a big padlock on the door. It would be impossible for her to get inside without the right tools, but, of course, that cat didn't know that. Jenna's eyes widened as she watched the cat slip into a small hole in the shed's foundation. The shed, weathered and silent, stood like a forgotten relic. The cat's ease of entry and familiarity with the place sparked Jenna's curiosity. She knelt to peek through the hole, but shadows consumed her view. The mystery only deepened her interest. Jenna looked at the shed again. The cat seemed to beckon her, as if urging her to uncover something meaningful. She straightened up and walked back to the house, determined to find a way in. Her mind raced with possibilities. In an old drawer, she stumbled upon her ex-husband's collection of keys. Each one carried the weight of memories from their life together. She sifted through the drawer ticket stubs, old photos, scribbled notes, nestled in a corner. An ornate key caught her eye. It was old, mysterious, and unlike the rest. Hope stirred in her chest. Could this be it? As she held it, emotions surged. Jenna realized she was uncovering more than a key. Each object peeled back a layer of herself or past love, her regrets, her growth. The pain and joy were intertwined, impossible to separate. Back in the house, Jenna steadied herself. Standing before the door, doubt flickered. What if she wasn't ready for what she might uncover? The padlock cracked open with a sharp snap. It wasn't just metal yielding, it was her own self-doubt shattering. Jenna squinted into the darkness. This wasn't just an entrance, it was the unveiling of a forgotten chapter. Stepping inside, she was hit by the scent of time dust, wood, age. Then a soft nudge at her ankle. The cat, its purrs reverberated in the silence, grounding her. She knelt to stroke it, feeling reassured by its warmth. She wasn't entirely alone. In total darkness, her hands began to explore. Surfaces, shapes, objects unknown yet familiar. Each item was a silent relic, waiting to tell its story through touch. The air inside the shed was thick with the scent of dust and age. Each breath Jenna took was laden with the weight of undiscovered secrets and forgotten stories. The stillness pressed against her, intensifying the anticipation. She finally switched on her flashlight, and the darkness gave way. Shapes emerged, shelves, canvases, scattered objects all whispering of a life once vibrant. The beam landed on what looked like an abandoned art studio. Easels stood still, canvases perched like sentinels of frozen dream. The silence felt almost sacred, as though she had stepped into someone's private sanctuary. Dried paint tubes, cracked palettes, and hardened brushes littered the space. Though faded, they hinted at years of creative passion. Time had dulled their vibrancy, but not their significance. Jenna moved carefully among the remnants. Unfinished paintings lined the wall-silent expressions suspended in time. It felt as though the artist had left suddenly. Dreams paused mid-stroke. The room spoke of purpose, now hushed but never fully gone. One painting drew her in a vivid depiction of a garden. It mirrored her own backyard, down to the smallest details. There was something almost magical about it, as if the artist had seen her world through a different lens. She felt an uncanny bond with the unknown painter. Though they had never met, their love for the same natural beauty formed an invisible bridge between them. The painting was a silent dialogue between kindred spirits. Then, in a warm corner, her flashlight revealed a kitten curled beside the familiar cat. Its small eyes blinked up at her. The scene pierced her heart new life, fragile yet full of promise. Without hesitation, Jenna knew she couldn't leave them behind. Taking them in felt instinctive, an unspoken commitment born from compassion. Scooping the kitten into her arms, Jenna felt the weight of a new role. It was unexpected, but right. The sense of nurturing filled a quiet space inside her own she hadn't realized was empty. As she cradled the kitten, the cat brushed gently against her leg. This once mysterious visitor was now part of something more. In the warmth of that moment, Jenna felt whole, like a family had chosen her in return. With the animals in her arms, she stepped outside. The cold no longer bit. Her heart was full, her path ahead clearer. This wasn't just kindness, it was healing for all of them. In the days that followed, Jenna returned to the studio, determined to clean and uncover more. Hidden in drawers and tucked behind canvases, she found old letters, journals, and sketches. They revealed a deeply reflective soul, someone who lived through their art, cherished solitude, and found comfort in the natural world. Jenna felt seen in those pages, as if the artist's words echoed her own inner thoughts. With each page, her own creative flame rekindled. The longing to express, to create, surged back. She could feel the quiet call of brushes and canvas, the same call the artist had once answered in this space. Jenna stood before one unfinished painting. Guided by inspiration, she picked up a brush and continued the piece. Every stroke felt like a tribute, not just to the artist but to her own rebirth. What emerged was a blend of their visions and artwork that transcended time. The studio and garden slowly came alive again. Jenna, with her feline companions, nurtured the forgotten space into bloom. The air now carried warmth, not dust. Life and art coexisted once more. In this place of stillness and rediscovery, Jenna found peace, purpose, and a new beginning shaped by the past and inspired by the present. Let us know what you think about this story, and don't forget to share it with your friends. It might inspire them and brighten their day.